All right, let's move straight to our next conversation. Income tax is a levy government places on the earnings of individuals and businesses to fund public services and infrastructure. For Lagos-based TikTok creator Habib Hamzat, popularly known as Peller, that definition took a personal turn when the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service allegedly billed him 36 million naira in income tax. Speaking during a live stream with singer Peruzzi, Peller described the demand as outrageous, arguing that much of his income comes from international platforms, not Nigeria, and that his rise to fame is recent. Peruzzi, however, countered that tax is a civic duty for all citizens, regardless of profession or fame. Okay, there are so many fans of Peller. I'm not a fan, actually, but Peller makes money. He's a digital earner, he's an influencer, but I might not be privy to how much he makes. But is he not aware that he's supposed to pay tax?
You know, it's really, really funny, you know.
Exactly.
Because provided you are earning income in a particular country, you must pay tax. Because you are enjoying their services, one way or the other.
True.
You understand? So you must pay the tax. So if they are bringing that bill, you know, perhaps he might not really know about that, okay, he's supposed to pay tax because he's earning money from maybe through the internet and all that. But there are some other social amenities that is attached to that is internet.
Okay.
Because he feels that, okay, because I am in my house and nobody knows that I'm supposed to pay tax. I'm making money from Bodo Yubo, you understand? And then I'm not supposed to pay. No, it's not done that way. Anywhere you are, provided you are in a particular country, you will pay tax. Where you reside. Yes, it's a personal income tax. So it depends on how, it's a simple thing. I think Iyabo Joe also had a similar incident, you know.
No one likes the tax master.
Nobody, of course.
But you do,
but the thing is,
something you have
to do. You just have to do it. One way or the other, no matter how little, you must pay tax. There are some countries that if you fail to pay, if you tax evasion, you are going to jail.
Some country like Spain.
Yes, now because they see it as
a serious issue.
As a serious, a very big matter. You know, so you go straight to jail. So let him. I know he has gone online to shout and say, 36 million is too much. How much is he earning? Blah blah blah. It's something that he can walk to, you know, the Inland Revenue Service, and then they will sit down with him and break it down for him. Maybe he might not understand how he was able to incur that expense.
Absolutely.
So they will break it down for him and then tell him maybe you can pay in installment.
Oh, okay.
Now,
I like that because that brings me to my next question, because he said the tax bill given to him is outrageous. But just like what Asukwo said, he said, how is the income tax calculated? And also, how is the Lagos State tax authorities, how did they arrive at the 36 million? Was the process transparent, you know, to explain to him?
Yeah. I think we have to look at the issue, you know, holistically.
Okay.
You know, first thing is that in Nigeria, the culture of paying tax, you know, is not a very strong culture. You remember that we had the riot in Abeokuta in those days. The Aba riot was about tax.
Okay.
People didn't want to pay tax on that. And I think the former vice president said recently that, you know, people that pay tax in Nigeria as 2018 were about between 17 to 19 million people.
Wow.
Only.
Out of over 200
yes.
million.
And the people that pay self-imposed tax of less than 1 million, about around 43 people. So you can imagine that, you know, the tax culture here is not it's not anything to.
That's why the president talks about widening the tax.
Yes, exactly. So people need to realize that paying taxes is a civil obligation.
Absolutely.
It's a civil obligation because the government needs taxes for roads, for social services, for public health, and all that. I'm also aware that there is a question of transparency on the part of government. The little tax we are even paying, how do you spend the money? So a lot of people are reluctant. Say, okay, why should then? We also have challenge of double taxation. You know, taxes are imposed on people arbitrarily. So in this case now, this boy is just about 20 years old. You know, born in 2005. The boy is an icon you know, with about 10.9 million followers, you know, subscribers are in thousands. You know, he's a content creator. The boy he's a hero. And what it was not government that made him what he is. You know, he made himself at the age of 20. So, you know, we should see him as a national hero, as somebody that we should, you know, encourage our younger people to emulate. So, it's an icon. It's an asset to this country.
But
and that's why
36 million naira,
you know,
without explaining
there is a need
how they got,
so we should not discourage people like this to leave the country. Many of them have left. So there should have been engagement. You don't need to be arbitrary. Invite him, even invite his lawyer, and then agree, you know, on a particular, you know, amount of money. Because 36 million is no joke. Though we understand he makes about 20 million naira every week and other. But then it's not enough for you to just say that, oh, he's making a lot of money, 36 million naira. That is arbitrary. So I will encourage him to go to court if the Lagos State government doesn't want to have constructive engagement with him, to challenge, you know, that case in court. You know, so we should avoid arbitrary imposition of a tax regime. There should be constructive engagement with people so that we can encourage them to pay tax and then, you know, so that...
still talking on Peller and 36 million naira, but looking at the Lagos State tax authorities, do you think the Lagos State tax authorities should publish standard tax rates and brackets for influencers?
I think they should be able to do that with what is currently going on. Because if you even notice the recent rebasing of the GDP, you know, the creative industry, the entertainment, was also factored to it. So I think the Lagos State government should be able to do that so that people don't get ignorant about paying tax. Look for a particular spot for them. Lagos State, I know that they usually go out on virtually every day, try to. There was a time they even published that, okay, if you know that you don't have company, you're a market woman, and you need to pay tax because you have to pay tax. You know, they send out their people and then they tell you how much you will pay. They can come out again to sensitize people. You know, sensitize people, and then have, like, just like you said, like a billboard, or send it out. Let these creative people, these content creators, know why they need to pay tax, how much they need to pay, either monthly or yearly, you understand? So that at the end of the day, it doesn't accumulate to the extent of paying 36 million. So that if, for instance, I'm a content creator and I'm making maybe 10 million every week, I should be able to know that maybe I'll be paying maybe 500 naira or 1,000 naira or 10,000 naira every week. And then by the time I calculate in a year, I know how much.
You don't think taxing content creators and you don't think it can discourage creativity or digital entrepreneurship?
No, it won't. They are also part and parcel of the system. Because look at, for instance, if you say you want to exempt that, we know that there is a small, medium-scale business. You understand? If they don't pay tax, they won't see it as business. You understand? So they need to see, okay, fine, if I am into this business, I need to take it seriously. I need to put everything into it to make sure that I make money to be able to pay tax. Because don't forget, these same content creators, they also use the road. They go to hospitals. Their children will go to school.
They have assistants. They pay salaries too.
So all these things is part of what the Nigerian call the rebasing that you are saying that we are, you know, seeing as the GDP today. So I feel the Lagos State can break it down. And I hope they are watching. Can now break it down so that they don't get into all this unnecessary controversy. Break it down from market woman to the woman that has maybe one shop or 3 shops. This is how much you pay. Content creators, this is how much you pay. And when, you know, things like that. So everybody understands how much they are paying. Once it comes to tax.
What do you think?
You know, if you are doing a business, you know, with net worth, people are saying, you know, it runs into billions and all that. The first thing is that you need to have an accountant, because some of them overlook some of these things. They want to be the accountant, the treasurer. You need to run an effective business organization. Okay,
just hold that thought. I have Olori Egbe calling from Ugijo. Olori Egbe, let's talk. Olori Egbe, are you still with us?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah. My take is that the government, the leaders of this country is our problem. The reason why I said so is that if they promulgate a law, you find out that they will not obey the law. Look at what happened with this Airborne Airline and what's it called, Kwamwan or whatever. We don't follow the law in this country. That is our problem. And we don't punish people. The day we start punishing people, you will see the country will gradually change to better. That is just my take.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So just round up on your thoughts.
that he needs to have an
accountant,
an efficient, a chartered accountant, so that every year, without being told, you need to file your tax return, so that you don't even need to wait for the government. And also on the part of the government, most of the time our government should behave as if government is to punish you, is to make you suffer. You need to engage people. If you want somebody to pay tax, you should have sent people to him, have a meeting with him. So before we don't even know to learn about it, you will have been able to understand the reason.
Yes, why he has to pay.
Say, okay, we want to punish this person, a 20-year-old boy that's just being creative and trying to, in a very harsh economy, trying to, make his own impact. So
and make other people happy.
Yeah, so you should not discourage, people from the knowledge zone.
All right, gentlemen.